about 214 grams of protein. How many calories should you eat for muscle gain? Have you already tried to find out how much should you eat to build muscle, but you ended up confused and overwhelmed? In this video, I will cover how to start bulking and gaining muscle while minimizing fat gain. I will cover the nutrition part, the training part, and the supplementation part. Combining all three will make the perfect system or environment to pack on muscle while staying relatively lean. First, to gain muscle, you need to keep in mind that you need to be in a caloric surplus, meaning that you need to consume more calories than you burn. Secondly, you need to train hard and reach muscle failure to provide the right stimulus for muscle growth. And the third, you need to have enough sleep/recovery for the muscle tissue to be built. So, how to start a bulk? First, we need to estimate our calorie intake requirements to gain weight. There are different formulas used to calculate your basal metabolic rate, or BMR, and then use different variables to determine your caloric needs to gain muscle. I like to simplify things, that's why I use tables instead, because it's much easier and more transparent to calculate and determine individual caloric needs. Let's look at this table, for example. To determine your calorie needs, simply choose your activity level and your goal in the table here. This will lead you to the right equation for you. Once you've found this equation, multiplying your body weight in pounds by the given multiplier will yield your daily calorie estimate. Let's walk through an example. So if you are 190 pounds moderately active man interested in weight gain, you would begin by taking in between 3,400 and 3,800 calories per day. This would be your starting point. You would build your plan based on this calorie intake and then follow it for 2 to 4 weeks. If your results were positive and you would be gaining weight, also gaining strength in the gym, you would continue following this plan. And if you fail to gain strength and size, you would want to increase your intake by roughly 250 calories a day. This means you would end up eating between 3,600 and 4,000 calories a day. It's a pretty simple process, and now that we understand the calorie intake end of things, let's look at some potential macronutrient breakdowns. We need to know that we have 3 different body types or somatotypes: ectomorph, endomorph, and mesomorph. Let me briefly explain each of them. Ectomorph. This is when the body is lean and slender and tends to have less body fat and muscle. People with this body type can often find it challenging to gain weight in the form of muscle or fat. Endomorph. This is when the body has more stored fat and lots of muscle and gains weight easily. While mesomorph, this is when the body is athletic and strong. People with this body type are neither overweight or underweight. Because each of the body types has different characteristics, I would split the macronutrient intake differently for each of them. Let's look at this chart to see the approximate macronutrient estimates for each body type. Keep in mind that this is just an example. Each person, of course, is different and has different calorie and macronutrient needs. Don't get too bogged down in trying to figure out your classification. We are using this classification merely as a tool to determine your ideal starting macronutrient composition. If we continue from our example, let's say that our 190 pounds man trying to gain weight is a skinny ectomorph. His starting point would be at 3,400 calories daily. According to our chart, he would split the macronutrient intake as follows: 25% protein, 55% carbohydrates, and 20% fat. 25% from 3,420 calories is equal 855 calories. 55% from 3,420 calories is 1,881 calories, and 20% is equal 684 calories. We need to know that 1 gram of protein and carbohydrates have 4 calories, while 1 gram of fat has 9 calories. If we do the math, then we arrive at the following macronutrient intake: about 214 grams of protein, 470 grams of carbohydrates, and about 76 grams of fats. This is the daily requirement for our example here for the person to gain muscle. So let's go through good protein sources. Good protein sources are lean meat, eggs, egg whites, whey protein, Greek yogurt, etc. Carbohydrates. Good carbohydrate sources are rice cakes, potatoes, sweet potatoes, oats, just to name a few. And when it comes to healthy fats, focus your fat intake on avocados, olive oil, fish oil, different nuts, So just briefly to see what food sources are good when building the right meal plan. Have you tried the DN Fitness app? For less than a cup of coffee a day, you get a personalized meal plan and customized training program to reach your fitness goals. This is not an app with some generic fitness programs and meal plans. I personally custom tailor each plan for every client, so you will work with me personally. The app is just a tool where you access your plan. You will also have an access to a knowledge database, video demonstrations and instructions for every exercise, and a supplement guide, so you will know which supplements are worth the money if you ever want to invest in supplements. There's also a mental well-being section, office stretches if you work a sedentary job, 24/7 customer support, and much more. You can also choose if you want to work out at home or in the gym. There are different dietary options: vegan, keto, on a budget, low carb, gluten-free. The app allows you to track your progress and it works on all devices. The training part. I will quickly explain the training here, but if you would like to dive deeper into the training part, watch the video in the description below after you finish watching this video. Weight training to gain muscle is not much different than it should be when trying to lose fat. Your training plan should focus on compound movements like squats, deadlift, bench presses, rowing, dips, etc. Doing compound movements or complex exercises is better for gaining size because you engage more muscle groups and your body will secrete more muscle building hormones like testosterone and growth hormone. But to get that muscle building environment, you need to perform the exercises until muscle failure. To gain strength and hypertrophy, I would suggest reaching muscle failure in a 6 to 10 rep range. The third important factor is to follow a progression scheme. Through weeks of training, you should focus on some sort of progression, like more weight used or doing more volume, or a combination of both. In this way, you will force your body to adapt to progressive overload, and your body to do that will need to build more muscle tissue. Now let's talk about supplementation. Let me tell you that you don't need any supplements to build muscle. If you take care of the nutrition part and training, like I said before, you will already create the perfect anabolic environment to gain muscle. However, there are a few supplements that you can add to your arsenal that could be the cherry on the top of the cake. The first one is whey protein. Eating 200 plus grams of protein daily is not easy for everybody. This is when whey protein or liquid calories come in handy. If you eat 3 solid meals and add 1 to 2 protein shakes to the mix, you will much easier hit the targeted protein requirements. Whey protein can be also used as a meal replacement when combined with oats, for example, serving as a quick, healthy snack. Creatine monohydrate is also good to add to your muscle building arsenal because it helps your body produce adenosine triphosphate or ATP. ATP is then used for a quick burst of energy that your body uses when doing heavy reps or sprints, for example. You have more power during your first reps and also better recovery. So to recap, if you take care of your nutrition and training as outlined in this video, I can guarantee that you will gain strength and size. One thing I would like to mention is to be patient. Gaining muscle takes time. It's a slow process, even slower than burning fat. This differs from person to person, but if you want to have some significant results, I suggest you to do a muscle gaining phase for at least 4 to 8 months. While most fat loss phases yield incredible results in 12 to 16 weeks, the muscle building phases require at least twice the time to bring noticeable results. If you're a beginner, you will get much better results than someone who's been training and lifting for many years. If you have any questions, feel free to drop them in the comments below or message me on Instagram. I will gladly get back to you with some more tips and help. Thanks for watching, subscribe to my channel for more fitness and travel videos. Also, a like helps a lot and the support means the world to me. See you soon, take care.